My name is Stephanie McCullough, and I am a mother of 3 grown children. I have 3 baby dogs that I take care of, and I'm a nurse. Joe and Shay Sedberry, I've known them for 20 years, and they were the people who initially told me about Front Range. It was like the second week Front Range was open, and I started there. Enjoyed myself tremendously, realized that it was about the people. It wasn't about the building. It wasn't about making everything about the show. It was about people, and I loved that from the first moment that I stepped foot in the audience of Front Range. I knew right away from the very beginning I wanted to serve at Front Range, and I really wanted to do that on the production team. I had previously done computer work at my old church on a production team similar to that. And so I was introduced to Johnny, and right away Johnny made me feel extremely comfortable. And I started working for him, and I knew that he was the best boss I'd ever had. He is just phenomenal with making me feel comfortable about what I was doing. He taught me how to set up and tear down, and I learned a lot of new things about production that I didn't know before. I have been a single mom. I've been in charge of my family for years, raised 3 children, made primary decisions all the time. And serving on the worship team and being part of the production team, I was able to sit back, and one of my gifts was being able to follow for once in my life and not lead. And I loved that, and people took care of me, and it became a relationship. It was about setting up and tearing down with a group of people that you work with, and it was a sharing of those responsibilities rather than always being in charge. It was something that allowed me to see God in a different light, because having had to lead my family, I realized I could let God lead, just like I could let the people on the team lead. And it was the most comforting and amazing feeling to let that go. Where I've been and where I am now can best be stated by the fact that when I was just a couple of years old, my mom and dad divorced. But they made a commitment that I would be first and that they would set aside their differences for me. When I turned 16 years old, my family got together, both sides, because relationships mattered more than their differences. And even when I got married, both my dads walked me down the aisle, and it was about relationships and loving each other through the differences. My family had been through a lot with me being a single mom, and we had issues, some with mental health, and it was a very difficult thing to be able to allow myself to follow and know that God was going to take care of my family. Front Range has taught me that I'm not here to judge. I'm really just a person out there to love people. I'm able to look at myself and say, yeah, I'm probably the oldest person up there, probably, the team mom here, but God still is working with me. He still has things that He wanted me to do. And I feel so blessed to be able to do that. I feel that I've entered the later years after the kids have gone, and I've entered the next chapter of my life. Psalm 92:14, even now God can use me even in my older age. And I don't want to let that go. I want to be able to be on my knees with my face on the floor, and I want Him to say, well done, my good and faithful servant. So I want to use whatever time I have left to do what I can for the kingdom.